Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen from Sleeping Giant Provincial Park. So we arrived here just a short while ago. We came here from Neys Provincial Parks, so if you'd like to see that adventure, I'm going to link that in the description. We started off, when we left southwestern Ontario, we went to Chutes Provincial Park, then to Neys, en route to Sleeping Giant. Here, we are now at home for the next 8 nights. So I welcome you to stay and you have a chance to see this beautiful site that we have, and where we'll be able to go kayaking right from the water of Marie Louise Lake, since we are in the Marie Louise Lake campground. So I hope you stay. Good morning. This is our first morning at Sleeping Giant Provincial Park. We just can't get over this site. It's amazing. Yes, there are mosquitoes, there are black flies, deer flies, horse flies, and other assortments. So we do have to wear our bug netting when we go outside the trailer. Look at this view. I just can't get over this. It's breathtaking. Every time we sit here and have a look outside. I was just eating my cereal, you know. I was eating it facing this. And here's what happened last night. So we brought Miley in, and we were concerned, right? There are bears that live in this campground. And so it was approaching dusk, which is later here than it is in southwestern Ontario. So dusk here will pretty much be 10, and then it gets dark, I guess, around 10:30, which is about half an hour later than it does get dark at home. So we're looking out the window, out this window here. We're thinking, oh, let's get Miley out to look. And it was a female mallard with about 8 or 9 ducklings. And she was coming up to the shore where we were. So we're watching that, and all of a sudden she starts quacking, and the little guys run to the water. So what is it? We look out this way, and there's a deer feeding on the plants on the other side of the campsite. So it was amazing. Whichever window you looked out, it's like Shannon made the comment, we're on a safari. Just look out the window and there's animals. And as for the deer that was out on the site, I did see her, I believe it was her anyway, when she was just resting in the buffer zone between campsites. So anyway, we are so fortunate we have this site, and so now we're here for another 7 nights. Here's what's going on today. Today we are going to head into Thunder Bay, which is a little over an hour away from Sleeping Giant Provincial Park. I have a couple of YouTube uploads from Chutes Provincial Park and Neys Provincial Park, so we want to get those done. So we're going to stay at a hotel in town. There's some outdoor stores that we want to explore, and there's the Terry Fox Memorial, which we want to see. So we have a list of things, and we met our neighbors next door, and they're from Thunder Bay, so they gave us some pointers. Shannon and I are also looking forward to seeing Kakabeka Falls. Now, we realize that there is rain in the forecast today and tomorrow, so I don't know how much footage I'll be able to get, but I'm looking forward to seeing Kakabeka Falls. That'll be beautiful. And we're so close, so we may as well take in yet another provincial park. So that's what our plans are. We're going to bring you along with us. Well, good morning. We are here visiting Kakabeka Falls, which is just outside of Thunder Bay, which is where we spent last night. After we finish with here, we're on our way back to Sleeping Giant, that beautiful provincial park that we are so excited to stay for the next 5 nights. But check out these sights. spent the last, say, 30 hours or so in the city of Thunder Bay, and that's just about an hour away from here. So now we're back at the site, and you can see we are all set up for adventure. So let me show you around. We took the bikes off the front of the trailer. That's one of the big things right there, because we hope to use the bikes, you know, while the weather is nicer here now. We left when it was maybe a day and a half of rain, but now we have some great weather coming up. So we set up our dining shelter, and we actually have a little cage inside that we're using for Miley. We figured that would be a really good idea to have that in her tent when we leave her outside and we're listening from inside the trailer. You never know if there's a predator around, and at least that should keep her a little safer than just sitting in a, a screen tent. When we left, it looked like nobody was staying here because we took down the cat tent. The awning and everything was retracted. So this is where we keep the bikes. They're locked up to the picnic table. And something cool sits just beyond. And that is something I've shown in a previous video where it's like a duck blind, and I can use that where animals get used to it and kind of forget that I'm in there. So this is where I hope to sit in my lawn chair so that I'm relatively bug-free. There are screens that I'll attach once the dust settles, because of course we would have let mosquitoes inside. There's no bottom to that tent, and there's lots of zippered openings, so I can put my camera out of them in the hopes of catching something really interesting that doesn't even notice that I'm there, like something that might be sitting on Marie Louise Lake. Or in the woodlot just behind the tent. This is the vicinity where I saw that white-tailed deer a couple of days ago. We had a really nice time being in Thunder Bay and just having a little bit of a break from camping. And what I mean by that is a break from mosquitoes, black flies, deer flies, horse flies. So it was really nice to be in the city where, you know, you didn't have to wear a bug net. Having nice, long, hot showers. That was really nice. And having access to good Wi-Fi. So I got 2 videos uploaded for the next couple of weeks, which would be on Chutes Provincial Park and Neys Provincial Park. The uploads for Sleeping Giant and the others that we're going to pass through on our way home are ones that will be uploaded after we return home. So I won't worry about those. So yeah, we just had a really nice time. We went to see the Terry Fox Memorial. We are so glad we went, because Shannon and I were both, you know, young adults or teenagers at the time when Terry Fox ran across the country in his attempt to raise money to fight cancer by raising money for cancer research. We went to see Kakabeka Falls, and that's a beautiful provincial park. In fact, if you're staying at Sleeping Giant, you can use your pass for Sleeping Giant to get into Kakabeka Falls, so you're not paying the normal $18 fee for a day pass. So we found that to be really good, because we happened to forget our Provincial Parks day pass, which we carry with us everywhere in my truck, and I forgot to pack that for this camping trip. So anyway, it was a great period of time. Now what we're going to do is we are going to bid you farewell in part 1 of Sleeping Giant. And we are definitely going to have a part 2 with all kinds of interesting things. We plan on doing the trail that leads up to the Sleeping Giant. It's been a challenge, that's for sure. And we're running out of water. And we probably have about, I don't know, 3 hours. 3 hours to go. So join us. Stay tuned for next week's video.
I love mosquitoes.
We're giving this a whirl.
Just waiting for it to work.
And this is tea time in the meantime. We're skipping the tea though. Well, to be honest, it's because we stopped at Starbucks on the way from Thunder Bay back to the campsite. So we had our beverage, our hot beverage. Honey, is it a bit buggy for you?
I have some new tumors on the back of my neck. I'm starting to name them.
We compare our stories,
Oh my goodness.
right? From the black flies, mosquitoes. I had 2 spots on my head that were bleeding.
The back
Yesterday.
of your bug jacket has blood spots all on it.
It's okay, it's a part of camping, and that's why we're really happy to have this structure up. It just gives us another room. And once we have been in here for a bit, and once this starts working, then we'll be fine, because this will help to repel the mosquitoes without using a spray. It's got a little butane thing that goes in there. So, and this is our bear-proof kitty container. She's not fussy on it. We've made a few adjustments. I read the label on the mosquito repellent. It says you can't breathe it in. You can't use it in tents. So it's outside the tent now to keep them away from our doorway. Miley, she's not into that cage. She doesn't feel protected. She likes her hammock. So she's in her tent where she has a lot of room. I thought she wanted to be close to us, but I was wrong because we were gone for 30 hours. But I was wrong. She wants to be in her hammock in a tent by herself. Shannon says there are bugs in here now. I offered to bring back that mosquito repellent, butane toxic thing, but she'd rather wear a bug net while drinking her beverage.